Hello, my name is David Stephens. This is my creative critical reflection. My group members are Clay Valson and Brianna Scott. During the process of us making this opening scene, we had to use many different components that are very imperative to the assembly of this scene. During the filming process, we use different technology and conventions to engage with our intended social groups and audience. The genre of our film is romantic comedy, and the title of our film opening is What Were We? Mise en scene. We use natural lighting by filming at a time that we knew the sun would be at its brightest point, for the fact that bright lighting represents a happy mood in film. The setting of the scene was in an ice cream shop, cold stone to represent happiness and joy. The props that we used in the film were books in the library scene and a notebook. Technology. Through the editing software, we incorporated different technology to add different effects. We first started using Adobe Premiere Pro, but it was very intricate and didn't work well, so we ended up using WeVideo. We used different effects to achieve different meanings. We used a dissolve to indicate that there was a flashback. Through the use of this dissolve, it created a slow pace through editing, which is following conventions of romantic comedy films. The cinematography. We use an over-the-shoulder shot to show the actions of our character firsthand. We also use extreme close-up shots to indicate emotion from the characters in the film. We also use an establishing shot to show the setting that the scene is taking place. These are the examples of the cinematography we use in our film. This is the extreme close-up of Alex to show emotion. And this is the establishing shot to show the setting of the film, and an over-the-shoulder shot of Aaliyah right before the flashback takes place. For sound, we added music to cover the whole opening scene. Also, instead of using sound when Alex and Aaliyah were holding a conversation, we used subtitles while the music played incessantly. In the making of our film, we used inspiration from another romantic comedy film, The Kissing Booth. Romantic comedy conventions consist of a boy meets a girl, and then they part ways and find a way to meet each other again. Characters in a rom-com are usually one boy and one girl. The set and location is usually based around areas that teenagers tend to be, such as high school. The opening of films usually involve close-up shots of different elements related to the character. The film is usually a slow pace and uses a lot of dissolve. There is normally non-diegetic music in rom-coms. How we follow convention in the making of our film. We follow convention by following the plot lines of romantic comedy films, which usually consist of two teens, one boy and one girl meeting and parting ways, and then finding a way to come back to each other. But in our film, we made the plot so Alex and Aaliyah were friends since childhood. However, they still take convention because there's one boy and one girl that had romantic interest in each other. We filmed a part of our scene in a school library to follow convention of romantic comedy films for the fact that high school is a part of the setting convention for rom-com films. The audience that our film opening is intended to reach. Romantic comedies are intended to be aimed at a female audience. Our film has more specific audience as we are aiming it at teenagers. To do this, we will follow the conventional patterns of a typical rom-com. However, make it more relevant to teenagers by using a younger cast and more familiar setting, for example, school. For marketing, the best way to promote our film is to make advertisements on social media to reach more people. How I overall feel about the project. I feel sort of relieved that the project is mostly over, because in the beginning of the school year, I was very stressed out about this project for the fact that it played such a huge role in my final grade. I learned many techniques over the span of the school year that can be used to create a film. Overall, I gained so much more knowledge about creating a film than I did in the beginning of the school year.